Good morning. Today we will discuss the mains questions related to English subject. In the questions given below, there are 3 statements 1, 2, 3 followed by 3 summaries A, B, C. Mark the option which consists of the meaning or summary of all the 3 sentences. The first sentence, the center may sell its stake in Central Bank of India and Indian Overseas Bank as a part of its, not if its, it is of its mega privatization initiative unveiled in the union budget in February. The second sentence, while the 2 banks have been recommended for disinvestment by the government think tank Niti Aayog, Bank of India may be the potential candidate for the sale. The exercise is a part of multi-stage process for finalizing entities that are to be taken up for privatization. Now here we are talking about the central government, that means government is in a view to sell its stake in Central Bank of India and Indian Overseas Bank as a part of its mega privatization initiative unveiled in the union budget in February 2029. While 2 banks have been recommended, Bank of India may be the potential candidate for the sale. So we are talking about 3 banks. One is Central Bank of India, one is IOB, and third one is Bank of India. The exercise, that means the selling of the stake is one exercise. It is a part of multi-stage process for finalizing entities that are to be taken up for privatization. Now we are having these 3 sentences. We have to combine the 3 sentences and we should get one summary, and that summary, correct summary is in which option? Let us see the first option. The center may sell its stake in Central Bank of India and Indian Overseas Bank as a part of its mega privatization initiative unveiled in the union budget in February, and while the 2 banks have been recommended for disinvestment by government think tank Niti Aayog, Bank of India is up for sale. All these exercises are a part of multi-stage process for finalizing entities that are taken up for privatization. See, this is definitely correct. Why? Because all the 3 sentences that we discussed here has kept in this. All the 3 are there. See, we are having about Central Bank of India, Indian Overseas Bank. Second one, we are having about Bank of India, Niti Aayog. Third one, we are talking about the giant exercise. So that is also there. So all the 3 are there in A. So A is definitely correct. Now let us read B. The center may sell its stake in Central Bank of India and IOB as a part of its mega privatization unveiled in the union budget as a part of multi-stage process for finalizing entities that are taken up for privatization. Here nothing is mentioned about Bank of India. There is one more bank called Bank of India which is not at all mentioned, so this is not correct. Let us see third one. 2 banks, Central Bank of India, Indian Overseas Bank, have been recommended for disinvestment by government think tank Niti Aayog as an exercise which is a part of multi-stage process for finalizing entities that are to be taken up for privatization. So this is also not correct. Why? Because here also we don't have any information about the second one, that is Bank of India. So nothing is given. So only A is definitely correct. Let us see the next one. In the following questions, one or more than one part of the sentence may have the error. Find out the part of the sentence which have errors and select the appropriate option. The only explanation the state government given was that the tractor that brought the cylinders was getting stuck due to the wanted of an expert driver. So here if you observe, the sentence is in simple past. Here the sentence is in simple past. Therefore the verb also should be in the simple past. So here given is not correct, gave is correct. Since the sentence is in simple past, the verb also should be in the simple past. So the only explanation that the state government gave was that the tractor that brought the cylinders was getting struck due to the wanted is not correct. Here you should take want as a noun. Here want is to be taken as a noun. Here wanted is the verb. So you should not take as the verb, it should be taken as the noun. So we want due to the want of an expert driver. So here want is used as a noun, not as a verb. Here the usage of verb is wrong. So wanted is wrong, want is correct. So here both A and D are errors. First one, since the sentence is in simple past, instead of given we should use gave. Instead of using wanted we should use want. The difference between wanted and want is wanted is the verb, want is the noun. Here you should use the noun instead of the verb. So want is the correct answer. Next one. Find the correct synonym, antonym of the pair of the word that can fit in the sentence. Synonym, antonym means nothing but meaning and opposite. In order to make the scene look more dash, the actors wore black dresses and the lights were dimmed. If the lights are dimmed, automatically the picture will be dull. So you should use grim. Grim means dull. Grim means dull. For that, the opposite is pleasant. Pleasant means bright. So grim is dull, pleasant is bright. This is the appropriate word, and here we should use grim. Now let us talk about the other one. Why it is not? Why you should not take the other option? Averse means dislike. Averse means dislike. Favorable. Favorable means helpful. Favorable means helpful. So these are not. This is not synonym, antonym. Discreet means careful. Discreet means careful. Agreeable, all of you know. And here also this is not the meaning and opposite. Synonym means meaning, antonym means opposite. Now, elicit means to produce. Elicit means to produce. So, elicit and clear, these are not the synonym, antonym pair. Flare. Flare means burst of flame. Burst of a flame. That is flare. Pacified means calmed. Pacifying the situation, calming the situation. Here both are meaning and opposite, but the usage of the word flare is incorrect here. So here the actors are wearing the black dress and the lights were dimmed means the picture should look dull. So grim is the correct one. That is the correct one. Grim, pleasant. Next one. Find the correct synonym, antonym of the word that can fit in the sentence. With time, both the countries understood that it became dash that the border issues cannot be resolved without armed conflict. With the time, both the countries understood that it became doubtful. It became doubtful is correct. That the border issues cannot be resolved without armed conflict. Without the war, the border issues cannot be resolved. That both countries have realized. They are in the doubt that without the border issues cannot be resolved without the armed conflict. So here doubtful means skeptical. Apparent means clearly visible or sure. Apparent means sure. So here both doubtful and apparent both are meaning and opposite. Then obscure means doubtful is correct. We can use obscure also, but for that intense is not the opposite. Intense means severe. Intense means severe. We can use the word obscure also here or doubtful, but for obscure, intense is not the opposite, so you can't use this one. Envious means jealous. Envious means jealous. Credulous means believable. Credulous means believable. So he is a credible person means believable person. So here envious and credulous both are not synonym and antonym. Then fatal means deadly. He got a fatal disease means deadly disease. Momentary means in that particular moment. In that particular moment. So here also these two does not make any synonym antonym. Severe and separable. So what is the meaning of severe? Separate. Severe, the head means separating the head. Then separable. Both are having the same meaning. Severe and separate, they are meanings, they are not opposite. So this is also not correct. So clearly this one is correct. Fourth one. Next. In the following questions, there are three sentences given, and in each sentence a word is highlighted which is incorrect and needs to be replaced. Select the option that has the correct set of words to replace those incorrect words. So here we are having three words which are given in bold. This is one word, second word and third. So if it is wrong, we have to replace with the given option. Since the day Margaret has won the lottery, she is busy exposing her possessions is not correct. Exact meaning of exposing is reveal. But here she got the lottery, she want to show her possessions to others. So here we should use which word? Flaunting. Flaunting means show off. Show off. Not exposing her possessions, showing off her possessions. The television program built on communal lines was promoted by the Information and Broadcasting Ministry. So any program which is telecasted on the television should be television or any movie if it is released, first we will get censor. So here we should not use promoted, it is nothing but censored. So here we should use censored. Censored means deleted. So if that program is having any communal violence or something, the scenes will be deleted, and that is done by the Information and Broadcasting Ministry. So here we should not use promoted, we should use deleted. Then, even though they were sowed in a favorable climate and soil, these flowers shattered away due to pollutions. Here we should not use shattered. Shattered means exhausted. Here we should use withered. Withered means dried. Here we are talking about flowers. So drying of the flowers or drying of the plants. So we should use withered is correct. So instead of first exposing, we should use flaunting. Flaunting means to show off the things. Second one, instead of promoted, we should use censored. Censored means deleted. Then shattered. Shattered is not appropriate. Dried is correct. Withered. So third one is correct. Third one is correct. Then let us see the meanings for other word. We are having some other words like daunting. Daunting means difficult to deal. Difficult to deal. That is daunting. What is the meaning of flouting? Flouting means openly disregard or openly opposing. That is the meaning of flouting. So we should use flaunting. Flaunting means to show off the things. Censored means deleted. Withered means dried. Now let us see the next question. Here also the same thing. We are having three words. So we should replace those three words from the given option. The social workers tried to refuse the grievances of the families who have suffered a lot of damage in the flood. So here refuse is not correct. Refuse means to deny, which is not correct. Here we should use the word diffuse. So diffuse means to spread. The social workers tried to spread the grievances of the families who have suffered a lot of damage in the flood. So there were so many families that were affected by the flood. So those grievances, those difficulties of the families who have suffered from the flood, the social workers are trying to spread to the society so that the society can help them in the better manner. So here we should use diffuse. Diffused means to spread. The event manager asked the audience. Here asked means questioned. When you should use the word asked, asked means questioned. So we should not use asked, we should use apprised. Apprised means to inform. The event manager informed the audience about the arrival of bride and groom so that they can stand up and welcome them. So here the usage of the word asked is incorrect, we should use questioned. So we should use apprised, not questioned, apprised. As he has been doing drugs for a long time, making it difficult for him to distinguish between temporary and reality. So, temporary and reality, these are not opposites. So, illusion and reality. It's nothing but illusion and reality. Illusion means fantasy. Illusion means fantasy or deception. So, here we should use illusion. Illusion means fantasy or deception. So, as he has been taking drugs for a long time, he is not able to distinguish which is reality, which is illusion. So, here we should not use temporary, we should use illusion. So, in the first word, instead of refuse, we should use diffuse. Diffuse means to spread. Asked is not correct. Apprised is correct. Apprised means to inform. Then temporary is not correct. Illusion is correct. So, second one is the correct one. Next question. In the following questions, there are three sentences given, and in each sentence a word is highlighted which is incorrect and needs to be replaced. Select the option that is correct set of words to replace these incorrect words. Since the disease is complacent and dry skin contact is the direct skin contact is a major way of getting infected, kindly maintain distance. So, whatever the diseases that we are getting from the contact, they are called as contagious diseases. So, here we should use contagious. So, the meaning of the word contagious means spreadable. Contagious means, what is the meaning of the word contagious? Contagious means spreadable. Spreadable is the correct thing. So, here contagious is used. So, it is not complicit, it is contagious. What is the meaning of complicit? Self-satisfied. Self-satisfied. Here we are talking about the diseases that are occurring by direct skin contact. So, we are talking about contagious disease. So, we should use the word contagious, which is correct. Then next thing, Ramesh bought the shopping voucher and it was hazardous. Hazardous means dangerous. Hazardous means dangerous. Shopping voucher will not be dangerous. So, here this one is definitely not correct. So, it is not correct. So, we should use economical. It is not economical. So, Ramesh bought the shopping voucher as it was economical and will benefit more than the price. So, we are talking about price and money. So, we should use the word economical only, correct. Then, here next one, fortunate. Ray is luxurious enough to get a family like this who gives her freedom to take her own decision. So, if anyone is getting a family, if anyone is having a family who will respect their decisions, then you are more fortunate enough. It is not luxury. Luxury means having the valuable items is called as luxury. So, if you are having the family, we can understand you well, then you are nothing but you are fortunate enough. So, here Ray is fortunate is correct. Ray is fortunate. So, first word we should not use complacent, we should use contagious. Second, we should not use hazardous, it is economical. Third one, since we are getting a family who can understand you well, we should not use luxurious, we should use fortunate. So, if you are having the money, but you are not having the family who can understand you, definitely you are the very unfortunate person. But if you are having the family who can understand you well, you are the fortunate person. So, contagious, economical and fortunate. So, here what is the meaning of contagious? Contagious means sharing the common border. If any two countries are having the common border, then the first country is contagious with other. So, contagious means sharing common border. So, here we should use appropriate thing contagious, economical and fortunate. Let us see the next one. In the following questions, there are three sentences given and each word, in each sentence a word is highlighted which is incorrect and needs to be replaced. Select the appropriate option that has correct set of words to replace those incorrect words. The protesters tried to adopt. Here you should not use adopt, you should use which word we should use. The protesters tried to adopt the public properties. Protesters will not try to adopt the public. So here adopt means adjust. Adopt means adjust, which is not correct. Protesters always will damage the public property. So we should use deface or raze. Both are correct. Deface or raze. Both are having the same meaning, that is destroy. So here adopt is not correct. Deface, raze, both are correct. The value of the property in that area depicted. Depicted means to show. Here the value of property in that area depicted since the highway project started in its adjacent region. Depicted is not correct. Depreciated. Depreciated means decrease in value. Decrease in value. That is depreciated. So here we should not use depicted, depreciated. The spy tried to envelope. Envelope means you all know that is nothing but a piece of letter. A piece of letter is envelope. Here we should not use envelope, we should use envelope. E-N-V-E-L-O-P. Envelope means to hide. You observe the spelling difference. Here we are using E, here there is no E. The difference is envelope means a piece of letter, envelope means to hide. This is the verb. The spy tried to hide all the evidences he found against the culprit after getting double money for doing so. Here the spy is trying to hide all the evidences he found against the culprit after he is getting double money. That means he is taking the bribe, he is hiding all the evidences he found against the culprit. So here we should use deface, depreciated and envelope. So A is the correct answer. Let us see the next one. Which are the following phrases 1, 2, 3 given below? Each sentence should replace the phrase printed in bold to make the sentence grammatically correct. Choose the best option among the 5 alternatives that reflects the correct use of the phrase in the context of the sentence. If the sentence is correct as it is, mark 5 and no correction required. So here, see here, we are having one sentence and we are having 3 options. Which of the phrases 1, 2, 3 given below should replace the printed bold phrase to make the sentence grammatically correct? If it is correct as it is, no correction is required. Now first one, the intermediaries are required to preserve and retain specific information in a manner and format prescribed by the center for a specified duration. So here we don't have any error because the sentence intermediaries are required to preserve and retain specified information in a manner and format described by the center for a specified duration. Here we don't have any error. This is a general sentence and is in simple present. Next one, let us see the 10th question. Which of the following phrases 1, 2, 3 given below each sentence should replace the phrase printed in bold to make the sentence grammatically correct? Choose the best option among the 5 alternatives that reflect the correct use of the phrase. If the sentence is correct as it is, no correction required as the answer. After PM's speech during the lockdown, among the surprised, here we should not use surprising, we should use surprised. We should use surprised. Among those surprised, we are talking about the people, we are talking about scientists, so we should use those and surprised. Among those surprised were. So here it is not among the surprising, it is among those surprised. After PM speech during the lockdown, among those. So when we should use among, when we are talking about 2 or more things. If you are comparing between 2 things, we should use between. If you are talking about 2 or more things, we should use among. Here we are talking about scientists, that means a group of scientists. So it will be definitely more than 2. So we are using among. And since we are talking about the people, we should not use the, we should use those. So among those surprised were scientists. First one is definitely correct. Only first one. Second one is not correct. Between we should not use. Again we should not use the surprised. We should use those surprised. Third one is also not correct. Only one definitely correct. Next one, you are required to match the statements from column 1 and column 2 to find out which of the following parts of the sentence make the sense meaningfully and grammatically. In the August of 2017, the Supreme Court of India reaffirmed the fundamental right to privacy and laid down clear principle. So we can match A with E. In August of 2017, the Supreme Court of India reaffirmed the fundamental right to privacy and laid down clear principles on how it can legally be limited when there is a justifiable need. So A with E, which is definitely correct. So this one is definitely correct. Let us see the remaining things also. Remaining things. Exposing unvaccinated students to a virus indoor settings over a prolonged period risk setting of too many disease clusters. Exposing unvaccinated students to the virus in an indoor setting over a prolonged period risk setting of too many diseases clusters. So here B and D is also correct. Despite lockdown, we can work more on improving our micro environment customized to every one of household is not correct. Here household is singular. Household is the singular. We should use every household, not every one of household. We should use every household. So household is a singular. We have to use correct determiner. This is called as the determiner. So we should use every household, each and every household. Customized to every household, especially in India. So here we are having the error. So correct one are A and E and B and D. Next, it is wise to entertain hope than despair. So losing hope. Despair means losing hope. Losing hope. It is wise to entertain hope than despair in all conditions and in all times. See, whenever the conditions might be favorable or unfavorable, sometimes you will be having good time, sometimes you will be having bad time. So during bad time also you should be hopeful and you should be optimistic. That is why here he is telling that it is wise to entertain hope than despair in all conditions and all times. So this is grammatically correct. So A and E is correct. To have faith in both God and science is a complex to philosophize, but it is an everyday human practice. So this is also correct. To have faith in God and science is complex. So those who believe in God, sometimes they may not believe in science. Those who believe in science, they will not believe in God. So but it is an everyday human practice. So we should believe the God and also science. Why? Because today whatever the technology and advancements that we are seeing is by science, and whatever the life we are living is by the grace of the God. So that is an everyday human practice. So this is also correct. Online learning has helped kids who has school phobia is not correct. Who have is correct. Here we are talking about kids, which is the plural. So has is not correct, have is correct. So which two are correct? A and D is correct and B and F is correct. A and D, B and F correct, but C and E is wrong. Instead of using has, we should use have. Why? Because here we are talking about kids, kids is a plural, use have. Next one. The multilateral trading system is under stress. Then smartphone penetration touched a 50 crore user base by 2019. Tokyo Games amid a pandemic will neither live up to the then Olympic spirit not do Japanese people waiting them. Member countries must repair it, but COVID is not accessible from a critical mass of worker. Now let us see these sentences. The multilateral trading system is under stress. Member countries must repair it. Member countries must repair it. Here we are talking about one single system. So it is correct usage. So A and E is appropriately correct. Then smartphone penetration touched a 50 crore user base by 2019, but Covin is not accessible from. So whenever you are using the word accessible, whenever you are getting the word accessible, accessible is always followed by to, preposition to. So we should not use from, we should use to, accessible to a critical mass of workers. So Covin, even though all the people nowadays are using the smartphones, but Covin is one app which is not accessible to some critical mass of workers. So accessible is a word always followed by to. Tokyo Games amid a pandemic will neither live up to the Olympic spirit nor do Japanese people wanting them. Again here wanting them is not correct, we should use want. So here we are, if you see this sentence C and D, this is in simple present. This is in simple present. Tokyo Games amid pandemic will neither live up to the Olympic spirit nor do Japanese people want them. So if we are using simple present, the verb should be in base form. So verb should be in base form. Whenever a sentence is in simple present, we should use base form of the verb. So wanting is not correct, we should use want. So the error is in all this one, only A and E is correct. Only A and E is definitely correct. Next question. In the following questions, a part of the sentence is given in bold. It is then followed by 4 sentences which try to explain the meaning of the idiom or phrase given in bold. Choose the alternative from the 4 given sentences for 4 given below each question which explains the correct meaning of the phrase without altering the meaning of the sentence. If the highlighted phrase has several meanings and they are explained in the following options, then mark your answer option, that is D, all of the above, and in none of the sentence explain the meaning of the highlighted phrase, choose option E, that is none of these as your answer. Here we are having one word, that is one idiom. So this idiom is having some meaning. So that meaning, without altering the meaning, we are using this meaning in any other sentence, that one we have to identify. See, the litmus test. Here what do you mean by litmus test? Litmus test is nothing but decisive test which will decide your future, whether you will pass or fail, whether you success or not. That is nothing but the litmus test. So this is your last test. Here this will decide the future of you. If you are having success, you can go through, or if you are having failure, this is the last chance. So that is the meaning of litmus test. Litmus test is nothing but strong indication of future success or failure. Strong indication of success, future success or failure. It is a strong indication. Deciding factor. In other words, we can say litmus test is nothing but deciding factor. The litmus test will be how the Taliban will govern the Afghan people and how the citizens, especially women, will either accept or resist their ideology. So here we should use that one in any which sentence that we should see. The real decisive factor, I already told, litmus test is deciding factor. So decisive factor is correct. Will be how the Taliban government will able to govern the Afghan people and how the citizens, especially women, will accept or resist their ideology. So this is definitely correct. This is having the same meaning. Second one, a sheer failed plan. So already you decided that it is failed plan. It is not correct. Still we are undergoing one test. In one test, if you are undergoing one test, the result is either pass or fail. You can't decide it is failed. So this is definitely wrong. The unexpected step will be how the Taliban government will govern the Afghan people and how the citizens, especially women, will either accept or resist. It is not the unexpected step. It is the litmus test we are talking about. It is the litmus test, definitely we should face. So, it is not unexpected step, it is not something unexpected. So, this is also not correct, only A is correct. Now, next question. Ravindra struggled with his left arm spin during the first innings and was dismissed cheaply with the bat on day 3. However, he came back strong at the business end of the game. So, business end means essential time, performing at the essential time. When the team needs, at that time he is performing at the match. That is nothing but business end. Business end means essential time. Now, which is correct? Ravindra struggled with his left arm spin during the first innings and was dismissed cheaply on bat 3. However, he came back strong in the second innings. Here nothing is talked about second innings. It is talked, here we are talking about end of the game. We can't tell second innings is the last. So, this is not correct. Ravindra struggled with his left arm spin during the first innings and was dismissed cheaply with bat on day 3. However, he came back strong at the tactic part of the game. Tactic part of the game is not correct. At the business end is correct. Tactic part is not correct. Tactic is nothing but clever part. Here we are not talking about clever part or unclever part. We are talking about essential part. So, this is also not correct. Ravindra struggled with his left arm spin during the first innings and was dismissed cheaply. However, he came back strongly at the essential or main part. Just now I told essential time, essential part or main part. This one is the definite meaning. So, which is correct? Only 3 is correct. Okay, tomorrow we will discuss reasoning basic topic related to syllogisms. So many students are asking the syllogisms topic. Tomorrow we will do the class related to syllogisms basic level. After that class I will do one more chapter related to syllogisms advanced level. Okay.